the birth of a star is heralded by peace and joy. It was a quiet morning on the 13th day of July in the year 1961 in the northern Nigerian town of Funtua, a town well known at the time for its commercial activities and a major center for agricultural products like cotton. The handsome Yoruba prince from the Fidepote ruling house in Ijebu-Ode, Stephen Adetoyese Badejo, who was a tailor, and his wife from the Ariago family in the ancient Oyo town, Maria Adeola Akonke Badejo, a popular trader in Funtua at the time, welcomed a baby boy, their sixth surviving child. His eldest sister, Mrs. Margaret Aderiola, recounts the joy they had on the day of his birth.
We all went to school on that day, Thursday. I can remember vividly. Coming back home, we had a baby cry. Baba, who is crying? Said, your mommy has delivered a baby boy. She came back from the market and delivered the baby boy. The woman, she bought some beans for her. When they went to call her to come and bathe him, the woman was surprised. So this woman had just let me know. So she was in labor. He came into the world wonderfully. He's a wonderful boy.
As Catholics of note, they gave the boy the name Emmanuel Adetoyese Badejo. Little did they know that they were fulfilling the Yoruba adage, Oruko Omo ni Iru Omo, that the future of a child is tied to the roots of his name. The boy Emmanuel Adetoyese became popularly known as Ade, which means crown, the short for his name, Adetoyese. He grew up like every other child. However, his early inclinations show clear signs of an intelligent, brilliant, creative, and amiable child. He started primary school at Seminary Primary School B at Isaliaro, Oshogbo, very early and finished at the age of 9. This was between 1966 and 1970. One of his childhood friends, Mr. Semiu Ayinde Kaka, told us a little about their growing up.
Ìgbé ayé ẹ̀gbẹ́ àti adé máa ń lẹ bá rìn jọ ìgbé tó dàgbà àárín ọ̀rẹ́ tímọ́tímọ́ dá múra wa ìgbà tí ó ń dá ló wà láàrin wa àfi káàkiri ìṣòwò kankan nú. Orúkọ iléèwé tá a jọjọ lọ lè ṣe tẹ́ríkálẹ̀ tù ní ti ìsàlẹ̀ àrùn Òjòkó láàrin 1964. Àjọ orin kan wá gbòòrò kọ́lọ́bọ́ ti jòjòkó. Kọ́lọ́bọ́ jẹ́ kábẹ́ kọ́bẹ̀ nìkan tàwátì láàrin wa. Kò sí nǹkan tó ń ṣe tẹ́bí náà dé tí ìpagun lọ́wọ́ sí kọ́lọ́bọ́ adé kò kẹrin.
Owing to the fact that he was raised in a very Catholic family, a family characteristically humorous and well known for a dexterous musical traits, Ade followed the family path as he joined the church choir and the altar service as a young boy of 6 years. As a boy of 7 years old in the primary school, St. Mary's Catholic Primary School, Isaliaro, Oshogbo, his headmaster, late Pa Adigun, always asked him to wait behind after the closing hours in order to listen to him read the dailies. Thereafter, in 1971, he entered the secondary school, Our Lady and St. Kizito Minor Seminary, Ede, then in Oyo State. He stood out among his peers, always cheerful, jovial, and bringing up novel ideas in the areas of academics, sports, and social activities. Being in his early teenage years, he had a small stature, yet he was considered fit to lead the school musical band, the Akpala group. He put himself through formation well enough. One of his seniors at the time was Archbishop Gabriel Abegunrin.
Our students, we click together when we have known ourselves from outside the seminary. When he came to the seminary as a young man, some of us already knew each other, like the late Monsignor Faniron, Monsignor Kodua, and a few other, like late Father Kinwale. We knew each other already and all that. And as such, maybe through the youth program, we would click together. We knew each other so well, and were functioning together. When he came to the seminary, probably he found our group that is of his taste. He seemed to join us. We moved together. He was a young man, but he was able to party with us. We moved together, doing things together, and even going to places together.
Two of his teachers, namely the late Monsignor Emmanuel Yakubu, is Vicar General for many years, and Monsignor Anthony Akinola Olawumi will later work with him in the same diocese. We were able to reach Monsignor Anthony Olawumi, and he told us about that young Emmanuel Adetoyese Badejo, whom he encountered in 1971.
Yeah, it's true that Bishop Emmanuel Adetoyese Badejo was my student in St. Kizito's Minor Seminary in 1971, which was my first year of ordination, when Bishop McCoy appointed me to teach in the Minor Seminary Ede. And Bishop Badejo was a very young person, underage, as you say. And he was always quiet in class. Not that he was not listening to what was going on, but he was quietly listening to what was being said. Not like his other brothers who were sometimes very talkative, but he was very quiet and attentive.
He was such a clever young boy. By 1976, he had finished secondary school in record time at the age of 15. While waiting to be admitted into the major seminary, he took up a teaching job at a secondary school in Ifon-Ilobu. He got the job simply because he was quite intelligent. Indeed, many of those he taught in class were bigger than him in stature. He once joked about himself at that stage where there were times his students helped him to rub off what they had on the blackboard because it was too short to have his hand reach the top of the board. He could have been short in height, but he was obviously taller in intelligence and brilliant. After 1 year preparatory experience in spirituality at Iseleuku, in the year 1977, he proceeded to St. Peter and Paul Major Seminary, Bodija, Ibadan, for his studies and philosophy. After his studies and philosophy, he was sent to Rome by his bishop, Most Reverend Julius Babatunde Adelakun, to study theology. While studying in Rome at the Pontificia Università Urbaniana, he lived in the Pontificio Collegio San Pietro Apostolo, the Pontifical College of St. Peter the Apostle. During his time in the university, he was well known for his intelligence and creativity. These attributes marked him out among his peers. Also in the college, he always brought light and cheer to every place, where when he recalled some time ago how quickly he learned Italian, French, and German, he said it was not too difficult for him because he had a lot of friends who helped him to learn quickly. That is quite true of him. He learns quickly. But as characteristic of intelligent people, he relates with others easily and always makes a positive impact on them. Maybe that also explains why his combination of musical skills and his intelligence have opened doors for him and for others through him. Of course, as a sportsman, skilled in swimming, football, volleyball, basketball, to mention a few, he has put all these to use in his priestly and episcopal ministry, reaching out to the young and old, Christian and non-Christian alike. One of the daughters of Oyo, a female religious, puts it succinctly in this way.
Bishop Badejo is an inspiration to us. Personally, to me, I thank God for knowing such a personality. He is a great preacher. He's a lover of youth. He's a lover of God. He's a great communicator. And especially, I love the way Bishop Badejo presents music in the spiritual world. Bishop Badejo preaches live. Bishop Badejo is a pastoral worker. You can't get bored around Bishop Badejo. And this inspires me a lot, even in my religious life. I don't want to be a dull religious. I want to be a cheerful one. And this, I think, has been inspired by the way Bishop Badejo relates and interacts with people, old and young.
The young Emmanuel Adetoyese Badejo completed his theological studies and came back from Rome in June 1984, full of favor to serve the Lord. But he was just 23 years. He was 2 years younger than the canonical age for ordination. So Bishop Julius Adelakun posted him to St. John the Baptist, is saying, to work with the late Monsieur Joseph Adetoye. Some of those who knew him back then still bear witness to his impact in the short time he spent there.
Before even becoming a seminarian under Bishop Badejo as vocation director, while I was still very young, maybe in Form 1 in those days, he was in our parish as a deacon. And that was the time I got close to him. And even till today, in my parish in Ishain, everybody who experienced him that time still make reference to that period as a turning point for many young people in Ishain. And with the way he related and interacted with us, that inspired some of us into deciding to go to the seminary.
He was later ordained a deacon on October 28, 1984 at St. Peter and Paul Catholic Church, Lagere, Ile-Ife, where he then served as deacon till his priestly ordination. This experience of 1 year and 3 months as a deacon prepared him for great exploits. He was asked to work under the guidance of Monsieur John Adeniyi, as he managed the whole of Ifetedo with about 11 outstations. Those who knew him saw a man who was in love with God. Here is one of such first-hand experiences from Reverend Sister Mary Claire Odebumi, a parishioner of St. Patrick Catholic Church, Ifetedo.
I was a youth and he was my parish priest then. It was quite an inspiration to me, seeing a young man then, young, handsome, intelligent, compassionate, and very friendly. And he was quite diligent. I could see a young man then who was actually in love with God. He was actually in love with with humanity and with God's service. He was passionate about the mission of Christ.
Bishop Badejo was ordained to the Catholic priesthood on January 4th, 1986 by Most Reverend Julius Babatunde Adelakun. Present at his ordination were Bishop Anthony Saliu Sanusi, the late Bishop of Ijebu-Ode, and the then Bishop John Olorunfemi Onayekan, who was Bishop of Ilorin and now Cardinal, and the Emeritus Archbishop of Abuja. Monsignor John Aniagu, who preached the homily at his priestly ordination, thanking God for the gradual rise in the number of priests in Yoruba land, prophetically quoted the words of Zacharias Benedictus: "As for you, little child, you shall be called a prophet of God Most High." Little did he know that those words were to come to pass in clear terms, as the one who was ordained a priest will be called to the episcopate. Father Emmanuel Adetoyese Badejo was posted to Ile-Ife immediately after his priestly ordination, and as usual of Bishop Julius Adelakun, he had a lot to give to the young Father Badejo. While he was tasked with being the assistant parish priest to Monsignor John Adeniyi at St. Peter and Paul Lagere, Ile-Ife, he was also made the priest in charge of St. Patrick Catholic Church, Ife-Tedo. Father Badejo displayed dedication and commitment to his duty. Bishop John Oyejola, his friend and brother who took over from him when he left Ile-Ife, speaks of him as a friendly but principled person.
Bishop Badejo was one time my vocations director, and indeed we worked very closely. He was a brother and a friend as well. So, and I took over from him actually from Lagere when he was the parish priest, assistant parish priest there. I knew him to be a very lovely person, open person. He can be friends with anybody, but he's a man of principle.
His special skills with the youth, music, communication, grassroots proficiency all came to light. Those who met him even long after he was ordained a priest testify to this fact. Here is one of them, Miss Ajolayo Babajide.
I would say my story is never complete without the mention of Most Reverend Emmanuel Adetoyese Badejo of the Catholic Diocese of Oyo. Ever since my first personal encounter with him in the year 2018, just immediately after I finished my secondary school, the journey has been one of great impact, and I must say that my being today and what I will still become is as a result of the influence he has on me. Bishop Badejo is a lover of communications and youth, and also academics, education. He really cherishes youth taking initiative to do things successfully on their own.
Not long after he was assigned to Ile-Ife, he was also made the Director of Vocations. His time as the Director of Vocations inspired a lot of young men and women to choose the priestly and religious life. One of such people is now his Vicar General in Oyo Diocese, Very Reverend Father Boniface Uraola.
And when we eventually heard that he was the Vocations Director, it gladdened our heart. And indeed, as Vocations Director, while not spoiling us or making us having an impression that we don't need to grow, he has a way of helping us to grow in a way that makes us happy and made us to love the vocation that we have chosen. And so I can say his time as our vocation director was the time that brought a lot of light into our path through our formation period and helped us to grow in the right direction even till today.
Among the many others he inspired is also Reverend Sister Mary Claire Odebumi, OSF. Listen to her testimony.
Yes, my Lord Bishop Emmanuel Adetoyese Badejo played an important role in my choice of vocation. So, as a religious, what actually inspired me, it was the way he used to teach the faith. Before him, there were so many things about the faith in the Catholic Church that I personally did not understand. But when he became my parish priest, for someone who was very jovial, friendly, accommodating, he was quite very close to us youth. So I was able to ask questions, and he was always available to answer those questions. That inspired me, and I just told myself I will also be like this.
After spending 5 years in Ile-Ife, he was posted to St. Joseph Catholic Church in Isha in 1991 as the parish priest. He also served as the parish priest at St. Michael, Oyo, Osun State. Within the same period, Father Emmanuel Badejo was sent to Rome on further studies in 1992, where he studied communication sciences at the Università Pontificia Salesiana. He badged his licentiate degree in record time, winning the University Award. He returned home to Nigeria and was incardinated into the Diocese of Osogbo. He was appointed to the Catholic Secretariat of Nigeria, where between 1995 and 2003, he served as the Secretary to the Bishops of Nigeria and the Director of the Department of Communications. His Bishop, Most Reverend Gabriel Abegunrin, who sent him to work at the Catholic Secretariat of Nigeria, felt a strong need to send someone of his caliber for such national assignment.
Yes, you see, when Bishop thought he would come to Oyo, once they put him in the PI, when they put him in that PI, because he needed somebody to really jack it up, that place. But at that time, there was an opening in the Catholic Secretariat, and I prefer that we are always sitting at home. Let us get out a little bit. When you're on a national service, that's what I'm interested in. I think, let that one be there. Anybody can manage that. Maybe let him go to Catholic Secretariat.
During this time, as the National Director of Communications, matters of pastoral communications came to the fore, and the communications apostolate witnessed tremendous growth in the church in Nigeria. The church in Nigeria became more present and actively involved in the national media milieu. Amidst the successes he recorded as he led the communication apostolate in Nigeria, his work as the National Director of Communications rose to a climax during the visit of St. John Paul the Great to Nigeria in 1998, and during the first National Pastoral Congress, which was concluded with the National Eucharistic Congress in 2002. After his service at the Catholic Secretariat of Nigeria in the year 2003, he went back to his diocese of Osogbo, and he was appointed the cathedral administrator at St. Benedict Catholic Cathedral, Osogbo. It was a new spring time for the St. Benedict Cathedral community. Still in his usual personality, he further took the time as an opportunity to seek out many of his old friends and acquaintances. His childhood friend, a Muslim, Mr. Semiu Kaka, described it as follows.
Bishop, láti kékeré wọn ti súnmọ́ lọ. Ìtọ́ka sí tí mo lè tọ́ka sí ìgbà tí mi sí ìyá mi ò ní kọ́bọ̀. 25K láti fi ránṣẹ́ sí mi látọ̀yọ̀. Ìgbà tí ṣe tí 10 years anniversary mo ti torí ẹ̀ lọ Ọ̀yọ́.
This lasted till 2006, when he proceeded for a sabbatical year in the United States of America. He came back from his sabbatical in the year 2007. As he prepared to continue his studies with a doctoral degree, He was made the Coadjutor Bishop of Oyo Diocese on August 14, 2007. The news of his appointment was met with great joy in both Oyo and Osogbo dioceses. Indeed, his friends and many more all around the world who know the ebullient and fine young priest, blessed with intelligence and brilliance, and who has grown in experience over the years through his total self-giving and service to the Lord and the Church, were not taken aback. Indeed, the late Right Reverend Monsieur Emmanuel Bolaji Yakubu, the Vicar General of Oyo Diocese for many years, who happened to be his teacher in the minor seminary, said of him, "He was almost too small to be noticed, but he was too intelligent not to be distinguished." On the day of his Episcopal ordination, the same one who ordained him a priest, Most Reverend Julius Babatunde Adelakun, now ordained him a bishop. In his words, Bishop Adelakun said, "I am happy to ordain my successor. He is a man who is well-traveled, a man of culture, and an intelligent priest." On that day, the 20th of October, 2007, the light of the future dawned on the Diocese of Oyo. Baba Adelakun led the way. Bishop Badejo followed the path laid down. While he was the Coadjutor Bishop, he lived in Iseyin. It was just within months that the transformation began. He led the way with the spread of the church in Iseyin when he opened up the new areas of the town with the Holy Family Catholic Church. What began with just a few churches in Iseyin has now snowballed into 8 churches. This has been the same experience in other parts of the Diocese of Oyo. Bishop Badejo has championed grassroots evangelization, and it has yielded fruits in no small measure by the grace of God. He spent 2 years in Iseyin, but the fruit of his efforts in the areas of evangelization, proclamation of the gospel, youth apostolate, interreligious dialogue, pastoral communications, education, health, social justice, rural development, and peace efforts have yielded fruits. Episcopal ministry. The testimony is evident. Mrs. Juliana Alade has this to say.
Bishop Badejo has really worked hard in the area of evangelization in the diocese. And the CW has been made to participate fully. We've been made to participate fully in it. In the area of prayer, charitable work, family support program, faith formation, and grassroots evangelization.
Indeed, it is characteristic of him to say that what you want to do, do now. That has really added a lot of beautiful hue to his ministry. As soon as he took over the mantle of leadership in the Diocese of Oyo in November 20, 2009, he continued on the path already laid down by the Emeritus Bishop, late Most Reverend Julius Babatunde Adelakun. He worked hard to consolidate the spiritual, human, pastoral, structural development. He has done this through a positive attitude of engaging the people of God in co-responsibility.
In CWO, we've been in the area of prayer. We organize prayer session monthly, on a monthly basis, to pray for our intentions. We organize novena at various levels in the parishes within the diocese. Then in the area of charitable work, we support our seminarians and widows and the less privileged among us. We took our meetings to various parishes, zones within the diocese, where we interact with our women and admit new members into our organization.
Oyo Diocese enjoys a cohesion at every level. Why this is a characteristic that the East-West Bishop, Most Reverend Julius Adelakun, lived for. Bishop Emmanuel Badejo has raised the bar in no small measure through his interactive encounters with the faithful at all levels, from the members of the Holy Childhood Association to the Catholic Youth Organization members, the Catholic Women Organization, and the Catholic Men Organization. Bishop Badejo always finds time to visit his priests in their parishes. The lay people are not left out on his pastoral visits. He finds a home everywhere he goes. This is how Professor Shango Tayo, the president of the Catholic Men Organization of Oyo Diocese, expressed it.
Oh, Bishop Adetoyese Badejo, he has a very special character, which means he encompasses everybody. He opened doors for everybody. This recent encounter, when I came back last Friday, I was at a corner to see Bishop. I contacted my chaplain, said, oh, it is closed for this day. I sent a message to Bishop. Within 5 minutes, Bishop told me you can call. And it has been his what? His attitude, his character to welcome people wherever you want to see him. I only encourage his attitude of encouraging all of us to move closer, to discuss together, and then leave out what is called synodality. Journey together. Papa, I encourage us to see around him whenever we have a meeting.
Ultimately, Bishop Badejo, being a man blessed with the gift of humor, he settles in with people easily. One particular area in which he has demonstrated excellent acumen and outstanding insight in his ability to begin to raise the Diocese of Oyo to a gradually self-sustaining diocese. He has done this through various means of empowerment, such as human empowerment across all levels, especially with the youth. The youth themselves attest to this.
He has been a source of inspiration to me personally as a young person, to say, and perhaps being one time a diocesan youth president, he has always been encouraging us to do more. Most especially when he sees you to be a very vibrant and active youth, he will always be there to encourage you to do more, at least to achieve the best.
Still, in the aspect of faith development, Oyo Diocese now has an increased number of youth who come forward to present themselves for and to receive the sacrament of matrimony. Still, in the area of self-sustenance, with his forward-looking ability, the diocese under him has taken strategic steps that she can leverage upon to address at least some of our fast-growing administrative, grassroots, and pastoral needs, to mention a few. He has really put himself to the service of God without reserve, and the results are obvious. Not long after he became the substantive Bishop of Oyo, he was called to be the bishop in charge of the social communications for the Catholic Bishops' Conference of Nigeria. Shortly after he completed his tenure in this position, he was appointed the president of Pan-African Episcopal Committee for Social Communications. This automatically made him a member of the Standing Committee for the Symposium of Episcopal Conferences of Africa and Madagascar. He held this position for 10 years. It was no surprise when he was called upon to become a member of the Vatican Dicastery for Communications in 2021. He has amplified the voice of the Church at various fronts, locally, nationally, on the continental level, and on the international level. He believes that the Church in Africa can and should tell our own stories, relating our own experience of God and its impact on humanity. Bishop Badejo possesses an intense ability to get things done and to engage people in achieving results.
Also, it would also say that the reward of hard work is more work. So this has really been keeping me moving, pushing me even when I don't want to work or when I don't want to do what I'm supposed to do. once I remember that statement of his, I will be pushed to work more.
This has won him accolades on many fronts with awards. Some include the Media in Your Country Award, Germany in 1989, Best Departmental Student Award, President Nigerian Students in Rome 1994, Salesian University, Rome 1995, Lagos Archdiocesan Laity Council Award, year 2000, Lagos Archdiocesan Catechetical Commission Award, 2003, the Apostolic Nunciature in Nigeria, Commendation for Meritorious Service at the Catholic Secretariat of Nigeria, 2003, Distinguished Leader Award, Cygnus Africa, 2003, to mention a few. Father Boniface Wuraola, his Vicar General, expressed how working with Bishop Badejo improves those around him.
You know, sometimes this is not easy. Somebody that you have worked as under him as an altar server, then he has been an elderly priest, and you have worked as a priest when he is a bishop, now working with him as the Vicar General. But he has made in such a way that he gave that opportunity in such a way that he made me realize that I have a special role to play, and encouraged me to play it without any fear, without any trouble. Even on many occasions, he will call and encourage me. This is an area you have to get involved. This is the area that what you need to do. One thing about Bishop Badejo, which I know and I always tell people, is that he has a great capacity for grassroots mobilization, grassroots evangelization, and he has a skill to bring out the best in people. It may be tough, but then by the time you are through or he's through with you, you don't remain the same. And that is what he does with everybody. Sometimes people may say he's tough, but his toughness is to bring out the best, in you. And on a second note, it has made us to realize that leadership is not position. It is more of action. And you don't become a leader to sit down and claim title. You become a leader to be active and lead people in the way that he's supposed to. And this has been seen in the way he does his own thing. So if you want to work with him in any position, you must follow in that direction. You don't become a leader to sit down and be giving orders and be telling people what to do. As a leader, you must lead by example, by being active and being involved in what is going on.
His impact on the personal lives of many, his impact on marriage and family life, his impact on the parishes and offices where he has worked, his impact on vocations to the priesthood and to the religious life, his impact on the diocese to which he is the bishop cannot be overemphasized.
Gẹ́gẹ́ bí ẹgbẹ́ ìyá rere tí mo sì jẹ́ atukọ̀ ẹgbẹ́ ìyá rere lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́, èrò mi nípa olúwa mi Bishop Badejo ni pé wọ́n jẹ́ ẹnìkan tó ń fi àkókò sílẹ̀ fún àwọn ẹgbẹ́ ìyá rere. Ní pàtàkì, kò sí nǹkan tí a fẹ́ ṣe tí wọn kì í bá wa dá sí. Wọ́n á dẹ̀ gbìyànjú láti jókòó tì wá. A ní sẹ́mínà ni o, a ní àfẹ́sì ni o. Kódà pàápàá tá a bá ń ṣe ìpàdé tó jẹ́ ti ẹkùn Ọ̀yọ́, olúwa mi á darapọ̀ mọ́ wa títí tí ìpàdé náà yóò fi wá sí ìparí. Wọ́n sì ń fún wa ní ìmọ̀ràn lóòrèkóòrè gbogbo ọ̀nà tí a lè gbà tí a fi lè tẹ̀síwájú nínú iṣẹ́ ìyá rere. Wọ́n gbà wá ní ìmọ̀ràn bí a ṣe lè máa kó àwọn abilékọ wa kéékèèké tí wọ́n darapọ̀ mọ́ wa. A sì rí pé léyìí tí ń jú náà ó ti ń ṣiṣẹ́ nítorí pé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn abilékọ wẹ́wẹ́ wọ́n ti darapọ̀ mọ́ ẹgbẹ́ ìyá rere. Wọ́n á nímọ̀ràn bí a ṣe lè ró wọn lágbára, bí a ṣe lè ṣe gbogbo nǹkan tí a bá fẹ́ lásìkò tí wọ́n fẹ́ wa àti àsìkò tí wọ́n nídìí wa. Yálà wọ́n ṣe nǹkan ni o, à ń lọ síbẹ̀, a sì ń ràn wọ́n lọ́wọ́, à ń fún wọn ní ẹ̀tọ́ kéékèèké lábẹ́ ẹgbẹ́ ìyá rere ti ẹkùn Ọ̀yọ́ nípa àṣẹ tí olúwa mi bíṣọ̀bù là kalẹ̀ fún wa.
Oríṣiríṣi ọ̀nà ni mo ti bá olúwa mi bíṣọ̀bù pàdé nínú ẹ̀kọ́ wọn nípa ìjọ Kátólíìkì àti nípa fífi ọkàn sìn sí ti Ọlọ́run. Ní àìpẹ́ yìí, nígbà tí mo di alága gbogbo àwọn ọkùnrin ní ẹkùn Ọ̀yọ́, mo tún súnmọ́ bíṣọ̀bù dáradára. Bíṣọ̀bù jẹ́ ẹnìkan tó jẹ́ pé kò sí ohun tí ẹbí wọn léèrè tí wọn ò ní dá yín lò, tí mo sì rí gẹ́gẹ́ bí àpẹẹrẹ rere gẹ́gẹ́ bí olórí. Jẹ́ pé èmi náà gbọ́dọ̀ máa ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ sí àwọn tí mo jẹ́ akẹgbẹ́ mi tó jẹ́ ọkùnrin rere ní ìjọ Kátólíìkì. Baba strongly encourage us to remain firm in Catholic doctrine and faith, in prayer, and live it out by example, caring for others. Baba is somebody that always care for the family. He encourages us in family life and commission to continue to encourage young ones, live by example, and let them know that the marriage is pleasurable, not pressure.
Given the opportunity to express themselves, the good wishes of those who know him for this anniversary and for him generally is of blessedness and happiness. Here are some of those wishes.
I wish him well, and I wish him success always in every ramification, because he has chosen the right life. He has chosen the right thing, and I thank God for his life, that he's maintaining the vocational system according to his teachings. It is not his making, but God's wish. Thank God for our parents who supported him to the last of their time. And we too, we are still in support till now. We are still in support. And may God continue to be with you. May God continue to put him through. And may he never turn back. And like I used to tell him, don't look sideways. Don't look backward. Look unto that man on the cross, whom you have chosen to follow, and he will be with you till the end of time.
I wish Bishop Emmanuel Adetoyese Badejo good health of mind and body, and I wish that God will continue to strengthen him in wonderful and joyful ways.
I want to wish our dear Bishop, Most Reverend Dr. Emmanuel Adetoyese Badejo, who celebrates his 40th priestly ordination anniversary. Keep being you, my Lord. We love you, we appreciate you, and we pray for long life in his vineyard.
I'm very happy to see him reaching this age, and I still pray that he goes further. I wish him first and foremost good health of mind and body. I wish him more of healthy years ahead and success in his chosen vocation. And may the Lord guide him.
Lord, Bishop Emmanuel Adetoyese Badejo, congratulations. I congratulate you because I knew the beginnings of your being a bishop. Being auxiliary, it was very, very rough. But God was with you, like your name, Emmanuel. God has been with you. That's why, hot or cold, you are bulldozing, no complaints. You are doing your work without really looking for who is criticizing me, who doesn't love me, who loves me. Just working with everybody. And you see that you have attracted so many people to yourself because of the way you work. And that's where your help came from the Lord. Congratulations. God bless you. God be with you. And I pray that you do more for the church, both in your diocese and elsewhere. And all the time, the Lord will be with you. God bless you through Jesus Christ our Lord.
Looking back on the entire 40 years in the priesthood of the man, the priest, the bishop, the father, the confidant, the communicator, the preacher, the storyteller, the musician, the youth enthusiast, the interreligious dialogue advocate, the catechist, the friend of the poor, the committed man of God, light-hearted, humorous, and cheerful, his Episcopal motto becomes the summary of it all. To God be all glory. Congratulations, Bishop Emmanuel Adetoyese Badejo.